We played a video in the first segment about a particular lady that went through and basically got a court ruling that found her parents guilty. And the mom is currently, at the age of 75, is serving a 2-year jail term, and the father a 12-month suspended sentence. Now, in the last segment, before we finished the last segment, I was asking if there was a cultural element to it, because growing up in Africa, we were raised in a certain way, and discipline is such a broad spectrum. You know, discipline can be don't do that, to somebody throwing a pot at you, you know, or and I've seen, and in recent times I've seen some teachers in school, the way they, you know, it's like some of these people really are violent people, because it shows in the way there are times, you know, it's like they're taking delight in inflicting pain, and it appears it's the norm back home. That's sadly.
There's a fine line between brutality and discipline, if you like. And so there's some instances where parents have been, I don't know how many, I'm not going to say whether majority or minority, but there's some instances where not just parents, guardians, carers have been known to go completely left field on children. There's so many videos that have come out where you see maybe someone hanging a child up by the hand and doing all sorts of, so children do get abused. They get abused to the point where, as a parent, you'd see that and think, what is this? What kind of, do you have any kind of feeling for your children? Now, I'm not saying that's the case in this case.
Cultural problem, you think?
It would be unfair to drape a blanket over everybody's way of disciplining the child and say,
I mean, in the extreme, for those that happen in the extreme, because the fact remains, I'm sure there are laws in Nigeria that are there to protect children. Are they implemented?
I have been following the program.
Thank you.
I have actually listened to the lady's case.
Yes.
Obviously, maybe the parents probably are guilty of what she accused them for. Well, as a Christian, the Bible says, honor your father and your mother so that your days may be long.
Okay.
Okay? The benefit of honoring your parents is for you and not for your parents.
Okay.
She could have easily forgiven and forgotten about everything that happened between herself and her parents. The Bible didn't say honor your good father and your good mother. It said honor your father and your mother, good or bad, so that your days may be long. I'm scared for her, really. If she can send her 75-year-old mother preaching, and God knows how old her father is, I'm worried about what her own children may do to her if she offends them.
I think that we can't keep relying on, we can't keep saying, oh, back home, we do this, we do this.
Yes, we're not back home.
We're not back home. The law is,
here.
we're here. We're here. The law is very clear on physical chastisement. I personally think that there's a gray area, because, I mean, what's the difference between a smack or a tap? Or you can smack a light-skinned child, she has a mark, you can smack a dark-skinned child the same way and there's no mark. So there is a gray area. I just feel that we can't keep relying on this thing of, oh, my parents did it to me, this is what I know, because the law is very clear. And I'll be very frank and say that I welcome this precedent. I know I won't be popular, but I don't really care.
I think like is it the first caller?
Yes.
She said, why can't she forget it? Why can't she forget what happened?
Forgive
that
and
the parents
forget.
are old. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This will send the message across to some of the parents who treat their children like animals indoors. In this country, we have a lot of them like that. They treat their children bad inside, but outside they pretend. You understand? I think it's right. They should go to jail. They should go to jail. If someone has done that to that girl, I think they wouldn't take it lightly. It's not fair. Look at her head. They've damaged her body for life.
Wow.
I think what the last caller, the point she made are valid and probably represents the mindset of quite a lot of Nigerians, Africans in
Africans,
general.
yeah.
However, in saying that, you mentioned earlier that there's a line between, you know, not quoting you
Discipline
verbatim,
and abuse,
but there's
yeah.
a line between discipline and abuse.
Yeah.
Now, if that was another person that did that to that child, who was not the biological parent,
Yes.
would it make it okay? Would it be made okay if it was to persecute someone who is not the biological parent of that child? Or is it only, are we just looking at it from the point of view of it's the parents? Now, the woman herself is having to deal with a lot of severe emotional and physical
And she
trauma.
has 6 children of her own right now, yeah.
And she made a valid point, the last caller, about God help her if she offends her own children. But I'd like to think someone that's gone through whatever she's gone through, that would be the last thing on her mind.
2019, before we burn a boy,
Yes.
let's dig a bit into him. He's another weird one.
It's a phenomenon.
Social media following not the greatest.
Even YouTube
It doesn't exactly. It doesn't tally with where he appears to be musically. Why do you think that is?
I think initially when Burna Boy came into the scene, it was identified that he was a completely different talent to what we already had. The Wiz, the Davidos, all of them had a certain type of demeanor and Afrobeats talent that was different to his. His was unique. He sounded a little bit West Indian, he sounded a little bit British, and he had the Fela background.
He has all those elements.
And from day one, he came completely from a different angle. Yes, everybody fell in love with his talents, everybody fell in love with his style, but it felt like he wasn't hitting the heights, numbers-wise and followership-wise. I think the biggest mistake that a lot of event organizers in Nigeria have made over the last couple of years is this creation of the VIP and VVIP sections.
And positioning.
And positioning them in front of the stage.
At a pop concert.
That, I think last year in December, around this time, Davido held his concert at the Eco Hotel and Suites, the same venue, but decided to do it the other way around. Davido has traveled around the world, and he is one person that enjoys energy on the stage. So what he did was the same model that the likes of MTV Awards and
International standards,
bring the real fans to the front, let them be standing there and engage with you. The VIP or celebrities can be put up somewhere at the back where they can see well. However, they're not going to stand up. I saw social media influencers like Bizzle today, Mr. Jollof, everybody coming out strong in support of Wizkid.
Wizkid has had a fantastic 2018.
Amazing, yeah. About a week ago, I saw on social media where Oyewoga, another social media influencer, decided to announce his Man of the Year going to Burna Boy. And even though I think the conversation is there to be had for Burna Boy, having kicked off the year with an album, going into a massive finishing strong with a massive concert in the UK, and then his first headline show in Nigeria. Yes. However, we have to look at pivotal moments for the likes of Wizkid. Wizkid headlined the first 20,000 capacity Afrobeats concert in the United Kingdom.
It's not a small thing.
That alone is something every one of us has to take a sip from and just taking that breath that, wow, this is how far we've come. However, I think one thing that I identified quite early on was he was somebody that was going to have a cult following. Now, if you look internationally, you look at the likes of Kendrick Lamar, you look at these type of people that had cult following and then had a sprinkle of acclaim from the likes of Dr. Dre into SOPE record and blew them up. Burna Boy over the last couple of years continued to grow his cult following. Now, what now happened in the last 12 months, especially with the success of Ye, was that cult following exploded into the mainstream. His concert was one that was his UK concert was very unique. He performed 33 records on the night, second only to Diamond Platinums in 2017. And guess what? If you look into the audience, every single song he performed,
they were singing along.
His cult followers were singing along.
In fact, when 4 hit 100 million on YouTube,
first Afrobeats
act ever
to hit 100.
So, and then towards later, Wizzy caught up with Soko. All the Afrobeat hits now started.
The funny thing is, both artists, I always try to break down, as difficult as it is to break both of them down. Wizkid is one who hit the scene with the first thing, which was talent and a lot of star quality. Wizkid was the first young pop act in Africa to develop a young audience. I'm talking kids.
City boppers.
Absolutely, the Justin Bieber type of era. So he came into the scene and inspired Davido and everybody else. Without Wizkid's initial success, there will be no David, there will be no Burna, there will be nobody else. Because at that time, young kids of his age were not allowed to make music and become big stars in Africa. Tiwa Savage, the same thing, touring around the world, headlining the first female actor headline at the Indigo 2. Second of all, sold out. Second of all, she picked up a European Music Award as a female Afrobeats queen. And third of all, she rode on this type of glory in terms of it was the news.
Because it worked for both.
It was the talk of the news, and they decided to take advantage of it. And one of the things I really admired about this moment was the day when the video came out and she was trending around the world, #3 in Germany, #2 in the UK,
that day.
America, Australia, India. I sent her I saw her post a video in her Insta story. She held loaves of bread and she said, all this bread but no stew. So I sent her a message and said, wow. And she sent me a laugh out loud. So she was actually
they were working it.
2018, we've had some of the biggest records in the world. In Afrobeats, Joanna, in Joe Abayi, in Isego Naramali, and I believe that 2019, the UK will continue to rise and rise. I found one artist that I named, if you follow me on social media the last 1 month, I call him the next top.
Yeah.
And his name is Kwame Eugene.
Yeah.
Having attended the concert by Amachidede in London, the legend,
yeah,
from Ghana, Kwame Eugene came to support him on stage. And for me, he did something that I've never seen any Afrobeats artist do ever, even from Nigeria. This was a young kid that came from Ghana 3 days before the performance and performed with a live band and controlled the audience for over an hour. I'd never seen anything like that before, ever.
Throwing all his...
Everything, his word play, his vocal ability, his stage performance, his stage presence was absolutely incredible. And following that, he did what Nigerian artists normally do. He launched his album in the UK, celebrating and serenading the press and a little bit of fans.
He's learning stuff.
Going back to Ghana, he just had his headline concert.
I remember when my kids were at school, where if they were going to teach or broach sort of sensitive topics and subjects,
sex or anything
like that, they would let us know.
The parents.
They'd let the parents know so that you had the choice, because it is sensitive and because people's views differ. And a lot of people, for me, for example, I would want to have the conversation with my children first. You know, rather than, and there are lots of things that you go to school to learn, obviously. I can't teach them everything. But there's certain things that I would want to, so about sex, relationships, all that sort of stuff, I think should be, or is the responsibility of the parents rather than the school. So I think school is supposed to build on what you learn at home, not necessarily the other way around.
So the issue is not really the topic itself, it's just to make sure parents have like
because
a very an important saying.
Because there will be some people who say, no, I don't want my children to learn about that in school.
How much influence does a parent have in relation to what is being taught to their child in schools? As an example, if children are given books to read, study, like the attached, we're going to be showing that right now, is the parent in their right to withdraw or demand the school not to teach the child in a particular subject?
Oh. My cha-cha is gay.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
And quite a few photographs. We'll run through the slide in a minute.
The way husband and father love each other. Say, oh, okay.
And also take care of the Arabic signs. So perhaps it's an Arabic school as well.
People think cha-cha is different because he's gay. That doesn't change anything, especially not how much fun they have. So from the way the book is presented, I'm assuming this is for young children. So this is probably primary 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, 6, 7.
Are you looking forward to awards next year? It's a big song.
Awards,
yeah. Are you looking?
Yeah, I got the award this year already.
I mean, from Nigeria.
From here.
From the UK.
Yeah.
Now, the first set of awards, I think Hip TV is when? April or May? That's the first one of the first March. Are you looking forward to something? Because I see it being nominated in the in the categories.
Yeah.
Now you're a UK-born artist right now. You're living in the UK, and the beauty of where we are right now is you can actually now jump between Nigeria. You know, social media has kind of like narrowed everything right now. So because what you've achieved 10 years ago would not have been possible. To release a song in the UK and within months is already, social media has connected everybody. So if all your dreams come true right now and the next single blows,
Again.
do you see a do you see yourself going back to Nigeria, or you're just gonna be shuttling?
I'll just go for promo and come back, because this is where I
This is
started
the hub, yeah.
everything.
Okay, this is your place.
Most of the people know me here more than there.